And you felt some guilt over that.
I did.
Because you felt like you put into motion these events that turned tragic.
I thought maybe if he hadn't seen me, he wouldn't have run away. I don't know.
Right. And that, of course, it still weighs heavy on your heart.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Matt Albanese. He took the stand today. He is a neighbor from Satilla's Shores, a neighbor to the 3 defendants who are on trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. And he's an important figure in all this because he is the first one to call police that day. Take a listen to his testimony.
All right, I'm going to direct your attention, Mr. Albanese, specifically to February 23rd, 2020, approximately 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Tell the jury what you were doing that day.
I was running a log splitter in my front yard, splitting wood.
And how were you dressed?
I had on boots and gloves and overalls.
All right. What did you see?
I just stood up to move some wood, and I noticed Mr. Arbery standing in the front yard of that house.
So what did you decide to do? What happened next?
What came to mind was Mr. English's video, something that looked like that on his dock at night. So I shut the splitter off, grabbed my phone, walked down to the corner.
And did you go in the house and get something else too?
Yeah, I had a pistol in my pocket.
Okay. So you got your phone, you got your gun, and you walked down to the end of the drive, or the end of the street.
Right.
And what did you do then?
And I saw someone moving around inside the house, so I pushed the send button, called KILLING County Police.
All right, so when you hit the send button, what number did you dial?
The 7800 number.
What's the 7800 number?
It's the KILLING County Police Department.
So you didn't dial 911?
No,
All right. Why didn't you dial 911?
I did not see an emergency.
At any point in time, did you call Greg or Travis McMichael?
No,
Did you communicate with them in any way, shape, or form?
no.
After you went home, what happened next?
After a few minutes, I heard gunshots.
How many gunshots did you hear?
3.
What did you do once you'd heard those 3 gunshots?
I got my bicycle out of the shop and rode down around the corner.
You say down the corner, where'd you go?
Down to Satilla Drive, left.
So you came down Jones and then went down Satilla.
Right.
Is that the same way that Mr. Arbery had run?
Yes.
What'd you find?
I saw a police car, saw Mr. Arbery laying on the street. I saw Miss Greg and Travis there.
What'd you do?
I stopped and went home. As you know, it's kind of a shocking scene, you know.
Let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae, who joins us live from Brunswick, Georgia tonight. Julia, give us a little more context on the significance of this witness and what role he will play for both sides as this trial continues.
Vinny, Matt Albanese, really part of the state's strategy in making sure they get out some of these problematic facts early in their case in chief. We're in the 4th day. We got through 10 witnesses, up to 10 witnesses now. And Matt Albanese, he's the first one who called police about Arbery on the day of this incident. He was in the bushes looking, trying to see what was happening, looked into the window of Larry English's home under construction. He very easily could have been a defense witness because he's someone who did some of the similar things that the defendants did. He believed that Arbery was a suspect in a string of burglaries. He called authorities. He had his pistol on him at the time. But the state, they brought out some really important points in his testimony that conflicts with what the defense has said. He said that not only did he not tell the McMichaels to go after Arbery, which he would have been the one who saw him inside of the Satilla Shores home, and then could have relayed that, which the defense says there was some kind of nonverbal communication between these two neighbors, but he also said he's not sure if Arbery was running away because he noticed that Albenzi was calling police, or because he was nosing around and trying to see who this person was on this property. So that was the point that the state was able to get out during his testimony. But again, he could have very easily been someone that the defense called just to say, you thought he was suspicious, you called police, and you believe that there was a threat in some way because you were armed yourself.
And this goes to, for the defense, a big issue for them, which is why was Ahmaud Arbery in the neighborhood, right? And at the moment that he sees him, he's not running, but then when he leaves the house, he starts running, which I guess plays into the defense theory that Ahmaud Arbery was not a jogger in the neighborhood, but he was someone that was fleeing.
It can be, and you heard the emotion almost in Albenzi's voice. I've been raising that point because he's really the first non-law enforcement official that we've heard on the stand in this case, and really the only civilian who's talking about what it was like that day from the perspective of someone who lived in this neighborhood, someone who was not there in an official capacity. And you can tell by his body language, the tone of his voice, even the way that he answered questions on both direct and cross, that this has affected him deeply. He mentioned that this has affected not only his personal life, but also his career, his work life. And he said that he has thought about the fact that if he had not possibly been there and caused Arbery to run, if in fact that was why he ran away, then he would not have been running when the McMichaels started chasing him, and the string of events would not have been kicked off.
And he calls police, but I want to go back to Travis McMichael's 911 call, because I think this ties into a big part of the defense of this case that the jury has to figure out. And this is 12 days before Ahmaud Arbery is shot. Let's listen.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Satilla Drive. Satilla Drive.
What's going on?
We've had a string of burglaries. I was leaving the neighborhood, and I just caught a guy running into a house being built 2 houses down from me. When I turned around, he took off running into the house.
Okay. What did he look like?
It's a black male, red shirt, white shorts.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It just startled me. When I turned around and saw him and backed up, he reached into his pocket and ran into the house. So I don't know if he's armed or not, but he looked like he was acting like he was. So, be mindful of that. I guess he doesn't realize we're here. He's got lights on right now. He's got a flashlight going through the house.
Does he? Okay. You just stay where you're at so that the officers will know.
Will do.
Okay. And I'll stay on the line with you until they get there, just in case anything changes.
Roger that.
So far, what's the picture that the jury has so far in the trial regarding Ahmaud Arbery and this house under construction?
Well, Vinny, I can tell you during that 911 call, this jury was paying attention. They were all writing notes, really seeming to want to document what came out during that call that happened on February 11th. The picture that they have so far is not only that Ahmaud Arbery was there in that home on multiple occasions, many of those times at night, but they also have gotten through the officers who have taken the stand and those who investigated this after the fact, that he did not take anything while he was there, and there hasn't been any evidence that this was an actual burglary in the sense that the officers would define it. That has been asked over and over of the law enforcement officials on the stand. They do know that he was there those times, But they also heard from a neighbor today, Kelly Parr, who is someone whose parents lived in the home. They actually had one of their windows shot out by one of the bullets in this case. And she recalled that on a Sunday afternoon, not the incident date, that she was actually driving around, saw someone who fit Arbery's description, someone who was a black male, slim, wearing shorts, and she said that she did notice that he was leaning in the doorframe, that she didn't think he was working on the house because he wasn't wearing a tool belt, but she thought to herself, Kelly, don't be racist, and she didn't want to stereotype him, and she went on. She did not stop or call authorities or anything like that. I think that was strategic for the state to bring her in today after hearing from Matt Albenzi to show the dueling reaction that these neighbors had to the same figure at this house under construction.
Julia Janae live in Brunswick tonight. We'll talk again next hour. Thank you so much.